Oh. Let's try this again. I was just about to start my postpartum favorites video and we got our little girl down and I heard our dog bark. She got stuck in our room with her. That would have been not the worst deal. We could have gotten her back down, but she's still asleep. So good morning, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my postpartum favorites video. I meant to record this like last week or the week before, but newborn, toddler life, it's been kind of hectic here. So we are going to get into it. I'm not going to waste any time because she could wake up at any moment. And I have a full list on my phone ready to go. I came very prepared for this. This was my second postpartum experience, and last time I didn't make one of these videos, and I feel like it just would have been helpful. And also for myself, when we have another kid, I can look back on and be like, this is the stuff I need. This is what I appreciated. So sit back, relax. These are the things that are on my like postpartum must-haves list. First things first, Earth Mama nipple butter. There's a bunch of different nipple butters you can try. That one is my personal favorite. I feel like it works really well. I got it to the hospital with me, and when your milk is coming in and when your baby's learning to latch, it can be very, very, very painful. That helped. I had blistering, I had some bleeding. It was not comfortable, but that helped make it a little bit more comfortable. That and just putting some of your own breast milk on your nipples helps a ton, but I do really like the Earth Mama nipple butter, and I have that in the diaper caddy next to where I feed her. It's just been great. So Earth Mama nipple butter is number one on my postpartum favorites. I took it to the hospital. I would definitely recommend bringing whatever nipple butter you're gonna use if you plan on breastfeeding, so you can start using it right away, because I feel like when they initially are latching, like that first night, really the first week could be a little painful, but definitely the first couple nights or first couple days. I said this in my hospital bag video. I use whatever the hospital provides while we're there. So I've only ever had to be there for 24 hours. So I never bring my own like Frida Mom postpartum kit or anything like that. However, that is one of my postpartum favorites at home. They're witch hazel pads. A dream. They're just like the Tux pads that they give you in the hospital, but they're actually, the Tux pads are circles, and then the Frida Mom ones are like long pads that go over the whole pad, which is really nice. They smell a little bit better, I think, but I really liked those, so I ordered a separate pack of those. I had them in the two main bathrooms in our house, so I wasn't having to carry them, like transfer them around, because I'm obviously going to the bathroom in different places, especially with a toddler. I couldn't just hang out in bed all day. So the Frida Mom Witch Hazel pads, their ice pads are so nice. Very similar to the ones in the hospital, but I just think they're a little bit nicer. But those are definitely nice to have at home. And then a Peri Bottle. I personally like the Frida Mom one because it shoots up. I feel like it just makes more sense the way you hold it. So I had those also in multiple bathrooms of the house. Found that very useful. And then diapers. This is something I didn't have last time, and one of my friends who actually gave birth like 3 weeks ahead of me, she had a bunch of leftover diapers and pads, like the 3 different stages. A full-blown diaper, thick pads, which I already had some leftover from Emmy, and then a bunch of panty liners. Highly recommend having a good amount of all of those, because especially, I mean, you might be bleeding for a while regardless, but especially if you have a toddler, I just found you likely bleed a little bit longer because you can't necessarily rest as much as you probably should be because you're chasing around a tiny human. So the diapers were really nice. Instead of having to like do the full-blown big pad and then put something on over it, I was just doing the diaper, and then once my bleeding chilled out a little bit, I went to the really thick like long pads. And then once that was done, a regular pad and then a panty liner. So those are the stages of diapering for myself that I loved, and I'm gonna have that for next time. It was just so much easier, especially having to like get changed in the middle of the night, doing all of the things you have to do in the hospital. Like, although it feels great right after doing the thick ice pad and you have that big gigantic pad, I just found it was a lot easier to have just like the little pull-up diapers for at home once I kind of graduated out of needing the massive pads. So yeah, I went from the massive pads in the hospital with the ice pads to a diaper, sometimes with the ice pads if I was still very uncomfortable, always having those witch hazel or Tux pads in there. And then a thick, longer pad, like it's a standard pad, just very long. And then normal pads, panty liners. I'm still wearing panty liners now, and I am 4 weeks postpartum today. Next postpartum favorite, probably not a surprise, but button-up PJs. I am still just living in them, but specifically Bamboo. Holy cow, are the postpartum night sweats. No joke. I woke up so sweaty, and then it went away, and then I feel like it's already come back again. When you're breastfeeding, you go into a premenopausal state. So I don't know all of the hormonal and like scientific reasons, but I feel like that is not helping. So I had like 1 round of postpartum sweats really bad for a couple nights, and then it seemed to go away, and now they're back. But Bamboo PJs that button up and down are just what I'm living in right now. Really breathable, nice and lightweight. I stay cool. And obviously the button just makes it very easy for breastfeeding. I don't even button them up, honestly, anymore at night. So it's easy. I can pick her up, breastfeed her. I'm still kind of warm and I have a top on, but the button up PJs is just like a win right now, and I'm living in them. Any big water bottle, oh my gosh. When you're breastfeeding, you are so thirsty and hungry, but thirsty. So I always have one of these big water bottles. How cute is this one? I just filled this one up. It's brand new, the color block, super cute. But any big water bottle that you can just keep by you, specifically at night. I feel like that's when my thirst really kicks in. So I actually keep this in the diaper caddy right next to me. And I try to always have it filled up before I go to bed. And then usually by the morning it's empty because I've just been so thirsty. Ooh, and a good pair of slippers. Living in slippers, you're probably not leaving the house much, and I've just been wearing slippers way more than I would normally, and I have found them to be definitely one of my postpartum favorites. I just have a little pair of these like UGG slip-on ones, like where my toes are free, so they're not too warm, but they're nice and cozy to wear around the house, and I can kind of wear them like everywhere. And then food prep. This is something I wanted to include because I feel like it's so helpful. You just heard me say, I'm always thirsty, but I'm also always hungry. And the things that I have personally been craving postpartum have been like fresh fruits and just easy grab and go things. So having a Tupperware container full of cut fruit ready to go, one, I think it makes it easier to actually eat the fruit versus buying it and then it just sitting there. If you just get it washed and cut, put into a big Tupperware container, all mixed up, I would literally just open it, eat a ton of it. That would be a huge snack. Emmy loved it, our toddler. So that was really big. Lots of fruit, protein bars and protein balls. Once again, another very easy grab and go thing. And when you're breastfeeding, you need the extra calories to keep up your milk supply. Overnight oats. Loved those. You can put protein in there too. While we were at the hospital, my mom actually meal prepped our white chicken chili. So we had that ready to go and we had some frozen. That was super helpful. So like chilies and soups, something easy. DoorDash gift cards. I've been preaching this since we came home with Emmy. A lot of people like to do like the food trains and stuff, which is nice, but sometimes you don't know what you're going to be in the mood for. So I feel like just getting gift cards to DoorDash or like Instacart even, just so you have the ability to order whatever you want in the moment, whatever sounds good, and have it. It just makes it so much easier. Those, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess postpartum wise, I could also include my pump. Another postpartum favorite is a husband who's great at helping.
All right.
Great dad, great husband.
All right. Who's unemployed, which is good too.
No. Runs a candy company. Anyway, yeah, the other couple things I could include are the Haakaa. That makes it easy to just collect let down on one side while your baby's nursing on the other one. And then the only other thing I would say is, once again, if you're breastfeeding or maybe pumping already, I personally love the Pumpables pump. It's portable, very small and compact. It's quiet, very comfortable. I think my discount code is Yager with that, and it saves you like 20 or 25%. But I love that pump and the Haakaa. That's very specific to breastfeeding, but those would be my two favorites for that. And that's it for postpartum. If I forgot anything, I will add it to the list down below. But I think that's just about all of it. Oh, I did get some fun, not fun. I got some comfy nursing bras. I will link those down below because I forget the brand. And I got a robe that I did really like. So I will try to link as much of this down below as I can and just have it listed down below. But those were my postpartum favorites for baby number 2 that I found very helpful. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.